The architect scale. Today I want to show you a tool that's called the architect scale. When you first take a look at this thing, you would probably think this is some type of ruler. It's actually not. It's a tool that's called a scale because it's meant to do ratios from the real world to a set of blueprints or drawings, things that are on a piece of paper. But it does actually have a rule on it. And you can see it starts at 0 to 12 inches on this one. But the other scales here, of which there are 10 separate scales on this thing, starting as big as a 3-inch scale, all the way down to, spin it around so you can see it, the 3/32. And they are relative to the inch, but we don't call it a 3/32 inch scale. We say a 3/32 scale. Now, most of your houses and most everything that's in a house plan are all drawn to the quarter scale would equal 1 foot. And what you would see on somewhere on the plan would be 1/4 of an inch equals 1 foot. And what that means is on the drawing itself, the drawing of the rooms or fixtures or whatever you have, every 1/4 of an inch of space on that drawing would equal 1 foot in real life. And here's what you're looking at. Find my quarter scale. Sometimes you have to take this thing and spin it and turn it. And you can see the quarter scale actually reads from right to left because it's the bigger numbers, the larger physically at the bottom. And at the other end of this scale, it has a half because half and quarter are relative to each other. It's the smaller numbers. And so there are some implied numbers in here, as you see. You start with a 0. I don't have anything here, then I've got a 2. So this is an implied 1, an implied 3, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's how you read it all the way down it. The little marks here at the inch, at this end, actually represent inches, so that you can get this scale at a quarter can get down to an accuracy of about 1 inch. If you look over here at the 1 scale, it actually has it down, it looks like down to 1/4 of an inch of space if you count the little marks. So back to looking and drawing lines. If I have a line that I want to draw, let's say I want to draw a wall that's 10 foot long. I've got a 0 mark here. I'm going to start from my 0 mark. You don't always put a tick, but I'm getting it so you can see it. And then I'm going to drag my pencil down to where the 10 is, and that's where I'm going to stop. At a quarter scale, equals a foot in real life, this line would represent a wall, a fixture, or anything that was 10 feet in length. And that's how you use it to actually draw with. And you can use it, other purposes, this is use it to measure. And I'm just going to draw a random length line. And then I'm going to look at my scale to see, I'm going to take my 0 mark and I'm lining up on one edge on this far right side as accurately as I can hold it. And I'm going to look at my scale and I'm going to start counting. And I can see I go past the 18 and I'm a little bit short of 19. So there's my 18 right there. So I know I have at least 18 feet in this. So if I want to calculate the inches, we got to do a little magic here. I'm going to take this 18 that was lined here and I'm actually going to shift the scale down now and align the left side. 18, I know that I have 18 whole feet. Now we're going to work on fractions of a number. I have 18 whole going back now from left to right, and I start looking at my little tick marks, and as accurately as I can guess, it looks like about 9 little tick marks. So I have 18 feet, 9 inches is the length of that line. Now, if I have a room that's square in shape, and I'm going to draw a random rectangular room, and I'm going to tell you, we're going to figure out what the square footage of this room is. We need to know how much flooring goes in it. So I'm going to take my scale. I've got a pretty decent rectangle here, and I'm going to find out the length of this wall and the length of this wall, where 1/4 equals 1 foot in real life. I start with my 0 again, and I am just a little past the 7. I'm going to shift my 7 over, so it looks like I got 7 feet, 2 inches. And then I'm going to measure this other wall. I'm going to line my 0 right here on that. I'm going to go past it just a hair, and I'm a little bit past the 5 foot mark right there. So I'm going to slide my 5 over. Then I'm going to read my ticks, and it looks like I have 6 of them. So I'm going to have 5 feet 6 inches. So I have a room that is 7 foot 2 inches by 5 foot 6 inches, and that's going to give me somewhere between 35 and 40 square feet total in the room. This is an architect scale.